once in a while we're allowed to dream that we're gonna make it through the night. We're gonna journey to the light. We're gonna make it through the night. Whoa. We're gonna make it through the dark. And we're gonna find out who we are. We're gonna make it through the dark. No one can tell
Shoot, I thought I did. Maybe it's the delay. I'm hoping it's... We're still behind. Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay. Is... You guys sound quiet?
Yeah, are we doing 60
Oh,
second
perfect.
delay or like a minute delay?
It's 2 minutes now. I just changed it. In 2 minutes you'll be able to register that.
Okay. Alright, I'm muting Twitch again, just that it's just in the background, but not messing up my audio.
Sounds good.
All right, it looks like we have both teams ready here. Potentially. We should see an igniting of the time stream soon. Getting into the first match of this best of 3 competition. They do have the format incorrect. Or BO5, right?
It is interesting to see some bronze ranked players finally. Since this is supposed to be more of a community semi-casual tournament.
It is nice to see more bronze. That was from 2 minutes ago. Sorry about that.
Gamer Fletch spamming the leaving and coming back. Funny.
All right, looks like we're getting ready to go into this first match as we get a semi-official countdown.
I think like 3 people typed 1. That's hilarious. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, 1, 1.
Got to get those ones in. Got to make sure everybody knows it's time to go.
It's like military push-ups.
Absolutely.
Down, up, 1. Oh, that wasn't a good push-up. Do it again. We have our first ban. We have Hella banned, so we don't have that Thor Hella Loki team up right out the gate. Excellent ban, even if you don't have Thor and Loki, to be honest, just because Hella on her own provides so much value.
Absolutely, and the Tokyo Thundercats are going to go ahead and ban a Bucky here, get him out of the game early, which is also a very smart ban.
Saving Widow, though, interesting to see. Her kit is much stronger this season, though.
Yeah, but I think they did that specifically for Kovacs. I've seen Kovacs play both Hela and Widow, and he gets that damage in.
Saving Iron Fist. That's going to be... I can almost guarantee you they're going to play Iron Fist now if they're going to save him. And his parrying is very strong, and if you don't defend your healers, you're just going to have no healers whole game.
Yeah, definitely making it a very big deal to make sure that their healers get peeled for. And then they turn around and Brooklyn Curse goes ahead and bans the Mantis.
Yeah, Mantis has a fairly strong kit, especially when paired with Adam. Just get those revives in.
Well, and paired with that Black Widow as well, they're saving themselves from a one-shot headshot.
They skipped... looks like Tokyo skipped their ban. Wonder if they're going to type it in chat.
I would assume they do an honor ban for that, as we have seen that.
Skipping a ban is huge.
I am not sure if Marvel Rivals is available on Switch. I've not heard of it being on Switch as of so far. They did get that.
I suppose you could like retroactively use like the base code, but yeah, it would be really tricky to get it. It's not like naturally on the Switch though.
Yeah, I don't think the Switch has the processing power for it. As, by the way, Brooklyn Curse going to save Magneto and ban Punisher to get him out of the game.
Banishing Punisher is a super smart move if the other team has Rocket, because you don't want that Rocket Punisher with infinite ammo.
The right heroes could
So
make a
Absolutely.
positive
pressure.
difference.
We are going to ban Psylocke this match, so we are not going to get that Emma Psylocke team up.
It almost feels like a personal ban. I feel like somebody knew something about a Psylocke somewhere, sometime, and they decided to get rid of her.
Honestly, I just think that the Emma Psylocke team up has been so strong this season, so that one might not be personal.
Might not be. Might just be preemptively cautious.
I mean, we are seeing Emma and Magneto for Team Curse.
Absolutely. And both teams now getting ready with 30 seconds left on the clock before the first round of this evening's game.
Spectating the rollouts, I'm watching Cole as Groot put up his first walls.
Starts in 5.
Magneto's holding that window pocket on the corner.
Does look like they're going to hold that corner for the beginning of this game rather than pushing up on cart, which I have seen.
It looks like Groot is putting a fair bit of pressure on their tanks, trying to separate them out. He is taking a lot of damage here from Emma.
Definitely a good thing he's getting those heals, allowing him to stay with that frontline pressure.
We've got Biscuit as Rocket. Super far away from the fight, super healthy, just getting those healing orbs.
At this stage, he's probably just trying to milk that ult charge a little bit. As we see Iron Fist starting to go around to the back line, getting in behind the Rocket.
He almost got that pick on Rocket, and he's back, still applying pressure on Rocket.
Keeping
Rocket
three
does
of
have
their
ult.
team. Three of their team pushed back. Looks like the Curse are going to start taking that corner now.
Squirrel Hunter was able to heal. Squirrel Hunter as Iron Fist is taking an angle, going for the dive on the Grooted.
Groot ult and a couple of kills off.
Does look like we have Emma ulting, but unable to continue maintaining that pressure.
Uh-oh. We see the Mag ult going to kill the Cloak. Was unable to kill him.
We have a pick.
Squirrel Hurler getting taken down by Bentley and the Wanda. J-Boy is also getting taken down by Kovacs there in the Namor.
Squirrel Hurler does have quite a bit of movement speed though, so you should be able to get back in the fight fairly quickly. Oh no, Biscuit is down. They are getting slowly walked back now that they're down a healer.
A lot of time left on the clock here for the Brooklyn Curse as they're pushing in on this first point of Cap. Kovacs down, Falcio down, Squirrel Hurler down, and they should be able to secure this first point right here.
With a lot of time left on the clock. They now have 4 minutes to take the next point.
You know, 4 minutes is a lot of time to try and hold back a team that's moving this aggressively on you.
It is indeed, especially with Groot and Namor taking a lot of damage here before they can even back up.
Big Wolverine ult to the backline, unable to secure the kill, and instead J-Boys goes down. Now turning the tide for the Tokyo Thundercats, trying to push forward here.
Big ult by Squirrel Hurler. Gets a pick. Working on his next one. Puts a lot of damage, but he went way too deep and fell.
Tokyo Thundercats able to push the Brooklyn Curse back towards their spawn. Now they have the upper hand on this corner.
Groot is able to get some walls in, but has to peel because of Wolverine. That Wolverine counter is really hard to deal with for Groot.
Absolutely, and he gets a good pick there on Falcio. Unable to secure the kill though, and the rocket ult goes up. Both rocket ults.
It does look like Namor kind of took out his teammates Groot's walls.
You know, sometimes those Groot walls just get in your way.
That is true. We have a big cloak ult.
Can Mag secure the kill here? Unfortunately not. Now Cloak is in their backside.
Second Magneto ult. Almost kills Namor.
Was able to get the Cloak though.
Big Namor ult. 2 picks. And picks the Cloak and Dagger. That's 3 for Namor. He's putting in pressure, but he's not overextending. He does need a heal though.
It looks like he gets a little bit of health. As the Brooklyn Curse are now falling back again. Looks like they're trying to regroup with the rest of their team.
Does look like Groot is getting some excellent spacing here.
Big Wolverine ult, and down he goes again.
It almost seems like every time he ults, he just dies instead. Maybe
To be
just
or
don't
not to
ult.
be, popping that Emma Frost ult, trying to hold this second corner now as the Brooklyn Curse are trying to take this ground.
Big picks by Namor, able to recover that movement.
As they try to take that space back, we have Namor up top.
Ooh, big
Kovacs
picks.
getting those healers down.
Now he's working on Rocket. Rocket is hard to hit, but he nails it. Well done, Namor. Good job, Kovac.
Kovacs got that deadly aim.
It does look like he was struggling a little bit in the beginning, but he's warmed up now, and he is nailing those trident throws.
Only 60 seconds left.
J-Boy is almost dying right there while attempting to kidnap Falcio again.
Namor has ult as well. Could definitely use it. Probably will use it after the Cloak and Dagger ult.
Yeah, also popping that Cloak ult so that the Brooklyn Curse might be able to take this here. Down goes Cole with a big mag ult and was able to secure the kill right there.
Down to 30 seconds.
Oh goodness, and down goes the Tokyo Thundercats. Looks like Brooklyn Curse. Almost, yeah. Looks like Brooklyn Curse is going to take that second corner now. And it looks like they're pushing up to take space for their team in the hopes of capping this next point.
I can almost guarantee you that they're gonna be able to, because trying to reach through that pocket is so difficult when you have a whole team trying to push through that one little corner.
Absolutely. Looks like 2 members of the Tokyo, 3 members of the Thundercats are now on the point, trying to hold it back. Big Namor ult right there. Cole also
there's
going
Wolverine.
in.
And Wolverine gets picked.
It's a pretty
big
even
pick.
fight right here, except it looks like Thundercats are starting to gain a little momentum.
Amazing flank by Namor.
Really big plays all around. Asura goes down by Kovacs.
Now they've just got
Cole.
to work on that rocket. Oh, we have
Getting
a straight
Gamer
sword to get
Fletch.
back on. Nice chokehold by Emma. Unable to secure that kill though.
2 more kills there for the Tokyo Thundercats. Trying to keep the stagger going. There's 3, 4. And they may stop it right there.
We do. Excellent work.
Current score is 0.
Held them to 1 point.
1. Time to switch
All right,
things
place your
up,
bets now.
including
Which team do you think is gonna win?
You'll need a
Well,
top notch
honestly, I think in this next round here, we might see a little bit more pressure out of Tokyo.
Kovacs is
Especially-
now swapping to a Widow.
Absolutely, with that Widow, maybe we even potentially see a Storm for the damage buff. That's something I could expect to see here.
Or Squirrel Girl, just because you can throw the squirrel nuts around corners.
She loves throwing nuts around corners, I'll tell you that much.
Wildest kill I've seen by a Squirrel Girl was throwing one that bounced off of a wall
30
and then
seconds before you
stunned
attack.
somebody and they
Get
fell off
ready.
the map from
Oh,
like
that's
100
unfortunate.
feet away. Landed
That
on the
would be-
folks that couldn't even see the Squirrel Girl.
That would honestly begin a crash out for me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That would be the point where I would just exit the game for the night.
It's time to get
Like-
off.
Yeah, that'd be a log off moment for sure.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3.
Right. Also looks like the Brooklyn Curse is going to hold this first corner here.
Help get that vehicle to its
We have an
destination.
early portal from Strange. Looks like he's going to try and go for a behind the team flank with Namor. Get some easy picks with Kovac, hopefully, because they have the spawn right there so they can heal.
Yeah, they definitely set up that Strange Portal to give them good optics on that corner without actually having to risk their lives. Tokyo definitely making it past that first corner quickly. Asura going down by
Early
Falsio.
pick, but it
Does
looks
get
like-
revived.
Yep.
Down goes Squirrel Roller by 2B or not to be. Cole getting taken out by 2B. Kovacs down by J-Boys.
Excellent work, J-Boys. Getting rid of Kovacs has got to be your top priority right now.
Looks like the healers are in trouble in the back line here, as 2B or not to be's put pressure on them, separating them from Strange. Down goes Strange.
That is a big pick. Nice recovery, Curse.
You can return the favor
Keep
anytime.
your tentacles to yourself, Namor.
Now they can relax a little bit, and hopefully they can hold that corner right there.
Moving again.
Looks like we are getting a swap over to the Thing.
And there's the Cloak ult by Asura. Might be in trouble here in the positioning. Able to get out unscathed.
As long as you're fighting outside of that cloak ult, you have a chance to recover.
Absolutely. Down goes
Early
Squirrel
pick.
Girl. Bentley taken down there. Looks
Emma's
like
ulting,
2B or not to be.
Rocket's
potentially-
ulting.
There's the big Groot ult with the Namor.
More ult. Nice
And the
combo.
legendary by Star-Lord here.
But Thing is in the back line. That healer can only do so much.
Rocket taken down, but it looks like Thundercats are going to be able to clear the point and even cap this first spot.
Excellent work. And they have the same amount of time on clock, actually. That same 4 minutes, but they have basically their whole team here.
Let's see if the Brooklyn Curse can hold this first corner a little bit better than Tokyo Thundercats could.
It looks like Thing is taking a lot of damage here.
He's
Hopefully
also-
he can sneak around.
Yeah, he's also applying a lot of pressure to that front line. There's the big thing ult. Got a
That is
pick right there.
excellent ult. He's able to put a ton of pressure on poor Star-Lord over here. Gets a pick on Magneto, it looks like.
Mag comes back with the rocket revive. He's up top and in pressuring the back line here. Might be able to get the rocket pick.
Want to see Gamer Fletch's point of view? Excellent Magneto ult. So much pressure on Thing. Almost kills him, but he gets his healing.
Down goes Gamer Fletch, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. Down goes Eucalyptus by Cole.
We have a swap to Iron Man for Bentley.
Iron Man trying to take out that Groot wall, so maybe he can get to point. Star-Lord did get a toe on, but it's not going to be enough.
Final score.
And that takes point.
1.
2-1.
Amazing gameplay right there. Honestly, wasn't 100% sure that Tokyo Thundercats were going to pull out that first win, but man, they really rallied in that second round.
Yeah, they were able to play offensively a bit better than their original defense, but I think their defense also wasn't very good on the first point, but then when they started to get closer to that second point, they started really working together as a team better.
Absolutely. Really good plays all around. Obviously, we are going to go ahead and check in on the scoreboard here.
I think Kovac getting that flank for that second point hold on defense was probably the best play of that first point. That allowed
Absolutely.
them to not take that second point.
Huge play on that first portal as well, giving a good vantage point to their team there, allowing them to get some damage to the backline without actually risking their lives.
Yeah, I'm looking at this scoreboard, and it looks like Bentley is struggling a little bit in competing as DPS. But to be or not to be was putting in work. 13 final hits, 30k damage as a tank. Excellent work by Emma.
Absolutely, to be or not to be, definitely stepping up to the bar there. I will say on the Tokyo side, though, Cole with 14 final hits, 21k damage, and 48,000 damage blocked, really putting in work for his team and definitely trying to keep them going.
And obviously, Thing is doing really well. He doesn't have the same final hits, the same damage blocked, but he did die less and participated in almost as many, in basically the same amount of team fights. Hopefully he can step his damage up a little bit, but as long as he's not dying, he's staying in the game. And I think deaths is really what is like the most important thing here.
Absolutely. If you're down, then you're not there to help your team.
So far, most deaths for the Team Tokyo, we have Squirrel Hurler, and they've only died 7 times, whereas Bentley and J-Boys have died 12 and 10.
Definitely putting your team at a disadvantage when you go down.
That being said, I don't know how much of that is healer difference, because if you look at the healing numbers, you have Biscuit and Ricochet putting in 30k each, and Eucalyptus and Asura at 23 and 24.
Looks like we're going to have Midtown Convoy for the next map.
It looks like J-Boys and Bentley need to, at least one of them needs to figure out how to defend Asura, because Asura's died 8 times. Maybe keep Asura long enough to heal Rocket so that Rocket can stop just running around and focus more on actually healing.
All right, it looks like we're about to ignite the time stream for game number 2 of this series.
I am excited to see what they pull out.
To be honest, both teams are playing so well, it's either team's game right now, and as for all the other games that have been 3-0s, I would love to see a little bit of back and forth. All right, as we get ready for Midtown, looks like we're getting ready for band selection here with 2 seconds to go. First band's going to be...
surprised if it's Hella again.
Of course it's going to be Hella. I personally would not allow Kovacs to have Hella if I could avoid it.
We
Big
have
Bucky.
another Bucky band.
Yeah, Bucky band for Tokyo Thundercats. Let's see who they protect here. That's the Widow.
Widow again.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to give Kovacs a shot at getting those picks.
I'm surprised they didn't save Namor, to be honest. I think that he put so much pressure on them as Namor.
Well, we may very well see the ban for Namor coming up by the curse. Nope, they're going to ban Mantis, and they did save Emma Frost, so she's still on play.
Ban Psylocke so you don't have Psylocke and Emma, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Tokyo being smart about their bans here. Let's see who they protect for this next selection.
It does look like we're getting similar bans and saves to the last round.
Yeah, they probably just don't want to deal with the nonsense of having to play against those characters.
We are getting a Namor save. So that
Namor,
protect
Namor.
Kovac at all cost.
Absolutely. Maybe Namor can protect the healers in the back line too.
Yeah, that might be why Tokyo was able to push so strongly, is because it's really hard to push into Namor's squids.
Yeah, you literally have to focus them. So far, not seeing a Hulk ban, but we do see a Magneto save by the Brooklyn Curse. And the
Honestly, I don't
potential.
think that Hulk is as strong this season. I don't think a lot of people are playing Hulk and Namor for the team up, because if you don't know how to use Hulk, I don't think Namor's team up is going to just carry the team.
Oh, it
Playing
definitely
Hulk is
does.
very tricky.
Absolutely. We do, however, see the Groot ban by the Brooklyn Curse and the Spider-Man ban by Tokyo Thundercats.
So we are going to get a slight team composition change. I love to see it.
Really going to look forward to what Cole's going to play here over having that Groot at his disposal. Very divey looking with the Venom and the Magic for Brooklyn Curse. Not so divey looking for the Tokyo Thundercats, but they do have that Venom.
That does make sense, because Curse is on offense right now, so they have the advantage of being able to just dive right back in spawn. Especially with Venom, he's able to swing in spawn, get his health at full, and swing right back out. Right now, I'm spectating Kovacs. I want to see what angle he likes to go for as Widow here. He's got a very, very good vantage point to look straight at that door.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Excellent
honest.
critical placement.
I would be surprised if Kovacs doesn't get a pick at the
And we have
beginning.
Magneto right next to him to protect.
Playing height is an interesting strategy for a Magneto player.
Protecting Kovac. Kovac can get the pick. Oh, we do have some footsteps. Magic sneaking in. Easy pick by Kovac. Excellent work. It's just so hard to dive that
J-Boys
pick.
getting revived by the Rocket Revive. Bentley going down by Kovacs. The fight is kind of spread out now as we're
Stunning
falling
Magic
back.
Getting another pick. Another pick on Venom. Putting
Oh,
pressure
and
on the team.
down goes Magic. Kovacs getting 2 picks there. 3. Squirrel Hurler getting Bentley. And it looks like Tokyo Thundercats are about to take a little space back for themselves now.
It looks like Kovac already has ult ready.
Yeah, but he's currently dealing with an
Put it.
Iron Fist. Iron Fist goes down by Squirrel Hurler.
Venom's low and has to retreat.
Eucalyptus able to recover the Venom there.
Ooh, they picked Kovac. They should be able to get some movement now.
Kovacs got
Clear enough to be
Bentley
now
there, and down goes Kovacs.
They've got the convoy. They've got a bunch of picks now. Falcho's down. Ricochet's down. But Kovacs is back in the fight.
Just sitting at the back of that hallway, bucking shots.
And they can't really punish that. They're so far away from their damage falloff. The only one that can really apply pressure against them right now is Squirrel. And Squirrel's out.
Tokyo able to get a toe on the point there. Are they going to be able to
Big
push?
by Kovacs with the ult.
Squirrel Stampede out on the field there. Kovacs low. Down goes Kovacs, but we have the Cloak ult on point by Ricochet.
Are they going to be able to hold point without Kovacs for the next 5 seconds? With a Cloak ult, I would assume so. But
Oh,
it is
looks
really hard to
like...
say.
Oh, it's so close.
Ooh,
Tokyo Thundercats just starting to fall here and get staggered out. Just Cole on
Big
point now. He does step off and they are able to capture that first point. Kovacs down the hallway looking to retreat now as his team falls in front of him.
I want to see to be or not to be his point of view. All right, we have a ton of pressure against to be or not to be, taking huge damage from Thing and Iron Fist.
Iron Fist popping ult in the back line. Taking down Falcio, to be or not to be. J-Boy's getting Kovacs. J-Boy's getting Ricochet.
Huge pressure. We've got 2 on point. We've got our Venom and our Emma holding that hallway. And Cloak is ulting early.
Asura probably
Try and
cloak
get that
ulting to,
pressure.
yeah, give them,
Making that
give
pressure, yeah.
literally forcing the Tokyo Thundercats to play back towards their spawn at this point. It's going to be an easy second cap here for the Brooklyn Curse, it looks like.
Does look like Iron Fist is taking out that revive beacon first and then diving in. Gets choke slammed by 2B. Big pressure by 2B.
Tokyo Thundercats already gave up the point there, so they're pushing past the enemy spawn, trying to hold them back.
Squirrel Girl ult and Emma ult, but unable to get the needed picks.
Gamer Fletch goes down by Squirrel Hurler there.
Looks like Emma's doing really good at diving in, getting that spirit.
Absolutely. Cole killing Bentley there. With the rocket ult coming out.
Amplifier.
Absolutely. Seeing if they can turn the tide. Ricochet with another cloak ult to hold that hallway.
2B is taking a ton of damage now.
Asura popping that cloak ult again. Trying to create space for the team. Iron Fist in their back line again.
Strange
J-Boy's
is overextended and falls to 2B.
Oh, the
Iron
cheaper
Fist
town
diving
hall.
deep, but Emma is here to protect her healers.
Squirrel Hurler goes down by 2B or not to be.
God, I love that voice line. How embarrassing. Love to hear it.
Kovacs taking out J-Boys.
Big ult by Venom.
Unable to get a kill on it though.
I think that Venom's ult is mostly just to keep him in the fight. He just gets so much health. Massive health pool if he gets 2 or 3 characters.
Big kills right there. A lot of the Brooklyn Curse going down. That's going to allow Tokyo to take this space back and set up a turret. Kovacs just firing down the hallway, creating chaos.
Kovacs in the turret being protected by Strange. But he is no longer in the turret. Kovacs down. Big ult by 2B. Putting a huge amount of pressure.
Cole and Squirrel Hurler able to secure kills on Bentley and J-Boys there. Brooklyn Curse is 2 people down in this team fight. Ricochet popping that cloak ult and then Asura countering.
Two B and Cole rolling it out. 2B backs off to try and put some pressure on Iron Fist. Gets clobbered by Thing.
Looks like Kovacs is going to set his turret up on the point, not playing around with the Brooklyn Curse right now. and
Cheaper
secures
Town
the
Hall.
kill on J-Boys. Cheaper Town Hall by Squirrel Hurler. Gets 1 kill on Gamer Fletch. Bentley by Kovacs.
Big choke slam. Try and isolate that Iron Fist. And it gets out. Excellent, excellent retreat by J-Boys.
You gotta love it when your team gets to push the enemy team all the way back and repositions without losing anybody.
Oh, that's a big punish roll. That's going to be really hard. But 2B is getting revived. Maybe they're going to be able to get back in the fight.
Down goes J-Boys by Kovacs. Here comes the M-ult. And down goes 2B. Asura also down. And it looks like Tokyo Thundercats are going to stop the momentum right there.
That was a lot of momentum, though. They made it 2 points.
Time to switch things up.
2 points is, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not quite 3. But they made it a good way through past the second point. So we'll see if the other team can put the pressure on and either meet or beat them.
Yeah, that was a great offensive play. But I think that this game defense is a little bit harder. So it'll be interesting to see what they pull out.
Absolutely. And as I'm checking the scoreboard while we're getting ready for this next round, looks like we have a couple of top fraggers going on. 2B, not 2B at 17 kills with 22,000 damage. Unbelievable.
That is an
Cole,
incredible amount of damage.
it really is. It's hard to heal through all that. We've got Cole with 18 kills and Squirrel Hurler with 17 with 11 final hits. Kovacs sitting at 26 kills with 24,000 damage. Just a lot of damage all around.
24,000 damage and 15 final hits. My brother and I like to spectate games every once in a while. And in his opinion, final hits is the most important statistic. And Kovacs with 15 versus 7 from J-Boys is a huge difference.
Absolutely. Well, you know, somebody's got to carry, and it might as well be Kovacs. All right, as this first fight of the next round starts, got a lot of pressure here. Looks like Falcio and Squirrel Hurler getting back in the back line there. J-Boy's going down by Cole. Does get revived from that rocket revive. Down goes Squirrel Hurler by 2B or not to be. Kovacs getting Gamer Fletch out. Looks like they're making really good time around these corners here, too.
Yeah, Falcio is putting in work as Emma right now, holding those angles.
That was fine. Thank you.
2B is an excellent player, though, and if Falcio lunges wrong, it could be over for Falcio. Those brawls are really, really tricky.
Absolutely. Playing sharp around this ambulance right here.
Excellent ult by Cloak, keeping Wolverine alive.
Down goes Asura too, so no return Cloak ult gonna happen in this fight right here. Squirrel Hurler going down by Gamer Fletch. 2B or not to be popping that ult. Kovacs goes down by Bentley.
We do have a return Cloak ult.
Asura taking out Ricochet. Falcio taking out J-Boys, and 2B or not to be taking out Biscuit there. Looks like Brooklyn Curse is taking back all that lost ground that they just gave up in that last fight.
Yeah, that was a big pick. Getting rid of Falcio allows them to hold pressure. We have a swap to Thor, probably to get back into the fight quicker. Those dashes allow him to move so much faster.
Cole unable to get a hit with that strange ult there. And
Yeah,
Wanda goes
shutout.
down.
Thor is able to put in a ton of pressure, get 2 picks.
Looks like Tokyo is still pressuring, keeping it up, pushing the Brooklyn Curse back into their spawn hallway here.
Amazing pick getting rid of that cloak.
And they cap it with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock.
This is some amazing Thor play. We just watched 3 or 4 picks in short succession.
Interesting choice now that Kovacs did go over to Wolverine. You usually see him as a hit scan, but this melee, he's just going in.
I think catching them by surprise and not expecting a Thor also helps a lot. When you're waiting for an Emma to show up and then suddenly Thor is there, it can be really hard to deal with.
Kovacs forcing that Emma ult out, able to get away using that healing factor.
Early lightning confinement is unable to stun anybody with it, but is able to isolate Magneto. And Magneto goes down for the count.
They are just trucking along, just taking these corners one at a time, not really showing any signs of slowing down.
We do have a double cloak ult. Thor's going to be able to take a lot of pressure here.
Cloak, of course, running away. Osir did not want to stay and hang out after popping that goo. Big strange ult by Cole there. We get J-Boys down, Osir down.
Picked by Wolverine.
Down goes Bentley.
2 picks with that strange ult is huge.
And then we see both rocket ults and Thing getting his clobbering time in, taking down Biscuit and Ricochet as to be not to be pops ult. And so does J-Boys with the legendary.
Yeah, that legendary is able to put so much pressure on. Thor is ducking in and out from that flank. Was unable to find somebody isolated.
Well, Kovacs and Falcio need to be careful here as they're still waiting for their team to catch back up to them so they can regroup. 1:25 left on the clock. Looks like the Brooklyn Curse is doing a good job of defending that point from Thor here. Thor able to escape and not go down.
Thor has a ton of survivability just because he can dash in and out of the fight so much. Early Thor ult, unable to secure any picks, but makes a ton of pressure.
Oh my goodness, and down goes five people, 6.
Now we come to team roll.
That's wild. And they are going to be able to take this second point here.
And they take this point with so much movement right now.
And Falcio just running up to create space. Look at him go. He's all the way up. Him and Kovacs just pushing up on that corner, getting ready to take on the team or find a way around them.
Yeah, Falcio's taking height here. He's going to dive those healers.
He's all the way in the back looking for the cloak kill on Asura, but the team does turn around and slow him down.
There is a health pack around this corner. I'm not really sure why he didn't just go for the health pack.
Looks like he doesn't need it. He got out just fine.
That's very true.
Asura popping ult there.
Gets choke slammed by 2B.
Ricochet also following up with cloak, yep.
Thing is low.
Clobbering time by Thing. And down they go.
And there goes Thor. And that's going to be big. Now Kovac's down. They're able to get rid of those tanks. They can get rid of Kovac.
Brooklyn Curse going to be able to hold this hallway now. Try and prevent them from being...
This hallway is so tricky.
Absolutely. Another big strange ult there, able to get 2 picks, 3 picks off of that one strange ult.
We have Star-Lord trying to hold in the back.
Legendary. And down he goes.
And Thor ults to get rid of that cloak and dagger quickly.
Looks like game number 2 is going to go to the Tokyo Thundercats.
3, 2, 2.
Well done. That was fairly close though. 3-2 is definitely no shutout.
Absolutely, no. Really big plays, both teams. I just want to take a second and just say 42-7 is some of the most ridiculous stats I've seen. 34,839 damage, 25 final hits for Kovacs.
Yeah, that really is just incredible to see.
I believe it's loser's pick now, right? Correct?
I believe so. That would be my guess. That's how I would frame it. I want the winners to pick the map.
Make sure we've got that scoreboard up on the screen as well for this last match.
While
Oh.
watching the stream, now that I'm no longer looking at the match itself, I'm watching the stream right now with reading chat. It's definitely interesting seeing it from other perspectives that I wasn't watching when I was watching in game.
Looks like we're waiting on the Brooklyn Curse to choose the map here. Do want to point out as well that the healing difference is about a 10k difference from in that last match. Both Biscuit and Ricochet doing over 40,000 heals. Definitely trying to keep their team alive with every ounce of their fiber.
Yeah, it's a struggle because when you're looking at just the scoreboard, it's really hard to see whether your healers are just being dived constantly or whether they're actually putting in work. And it does look like we have a rocket that is almost is basically just entirely focused on healing, which it all depends on team composition because sometimes you need a rocket that DPS, but in this case, obviously they got their win. So just healing it out is what worked. But what's interesting to see is that Ricochet was able to pull off more healing and also still get 10k in damage in.
Absolutely. And that's what I love about the versatility of playing Cloak and Dagger. A lot of people are like, oh, Cloak's easy. But really, I feel that she's got a very diverse kit. Her and Dagger really can change the tide and the flow of the game. Looks like we're going to be doing T'Challa Convergence for the next map, Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda? No, I don't think that's the one he meant, guys. Oh, it is. Okay. So yeah, we're going to be doing Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, Hall of T'Challa. And we are getting the ready-ups.
How many matches have we had this tournament so far? Is this our third one or our fourth one?
This would be our fourth match of the... this will be our third match of this series, but our fourth overall match of the season.
All right. Hopefully we don't get 4 3-0s. That would be...
I'll tell you, it'll make for a very interesting week, too, as those teams would have to face off against each other.
Hopefully week 2 we see some interesting strategies. I did like that Groot Namor ult combo when Groot ulted and then Namor ulted on top of it. That was a really big combo. We have some really coordinated teams, so I'd love to see some more ult combos and not just Cloak and Dagger ulting on top of the other Cloak and Dagger ulting.
Yeah, honestly, I really enjoy when a mag dunks on a Cloak and Dagger ult. and just takes it out of the game. Otherwise, I feel like it takes up just way too much time.
Yeah, I think that one problem that a lot of teams have is just holding on to ults for too long. Like, some of these characters can gain ult charge super fast, so there's just no point in holding on to it forever.
Absolutely, I agree. As far as bans, so far we've of course got the Hella and Bucky bans out. Looks like we are protecting the Black Widow again for Kovacs. And waiting on the Brooklyn Curse, looks like they're going to protect Magneto. So really, it's starting to look like the same bans as last game.
Yeah, they are protecting Magneto earlier, though, I believe, if I remember correctly. And banning Rocket, so that will change up the team composition a little bit.
Yeah, Rocket ult just a little bit too annoying right now, that's for sure.
I am not so sure it's about that. I think it has more to do with that revive. That revive beacon and getting people back into the fight, and you have no idea who it's gonna bring back. Rocket bringing back Kovac can be a game changer.
Absolutely, absolutely. It looks like the Tokyo Thundercats are going to ban Emma Frost here, get her out of the game, and protect Mantis. So we now have the Mantis with the Black Widow, and we could see some one-shots going on from Kovacs this game.
Getting rid of 2B's Emma is definitely a target ban for sure. 2B was putting in so much pressure as Emma.
Absolutely. And it looks like the Brooklyn Curse are going to go ahead and protect that Iron Fist,
Which
allowing them...
Because Iron Fist can dive Mantis, and if she gets a sleep in and doesn't finish him off, he can dive out, he can heal himself.
Yep, and come right back and punish her.
Banning Groot, definitely interesting to see. I think Groot is really powerful this season, not so much because of his own personal stats, but just because if you're constantly trying to shoot down Groot walls, you're not shooting down enemies. It's just really hard to play around those walls.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I think Squirrel Girl's best at, though, is definitely taking down those Groot walls.
Agreed.
Once
I think Punisher and Squirrel Girl are both insane at getting rid of those Groot walls.
Once again, we see the Spider-Man ban. I feel like
That's gotta be a target ban.
it's got to be at this point, right?
He's a really high skill character. I don't see him banned that much in my games.
All right. As we
I've been
proceed,
with a bunch of other teams, and during scrims, I think that I've only ever seen a Spider-Man ban if somebody made Spider-Man.
In 30 seconds. Stay strong.
absolutely. And I will say that this game right here could be the end of the series, or it could be the reverse sweep.
Yes, the reversal. The coveted reversal.
Which we have yet to see in any of these games, so hopefully this is the one.
It does look like Falchio is doing some map destruction early.
3,
On this map, if you get enough map destruction, the environment starts putting out damage on point. That's what those red trails are. Once you get enough of those red trails, it starts putting out... It's not very strong, but it could be enough.
I'll tell you, when those flames hit me, it's really annoying. Looks like J-Boys is going to be sneaking around back. Also, we're going down by Kovacs. I told you, those damage boosts, we're going to see some one-shot headshots here.
We have the Thundercats able to hold a really good defense on this hallway. The whole team is starting to squish through to that tiny checkpoint.
Down goes Biscuit by 2B or not to be with the magic one-shot combo.
It looks like Magneto's a bit isolated right now, but Black Widow is there and is putting in pressure. Cole is defending his back from Venom.
Down goes Cole and Kovacs.
It looks like that Venom dive was able to put in so much pressure. And
Ricochet
they are already taking point.
and Squirrel Hurler all down. And if they cap here, they're gonna have like 5 whole minutes to push that next point.
And it looks like Falchio has no choice but to just walk backwards.
Well, he definitely doesn't want to stagger here.
That was a big walk, and it looks like
Bentley going
almost
down.
get it. Okay, we do have the pick on Bentley. Getting rid of one of their tanks is huge. They might
To be
able
or not to be
recover.
taken down as well there. J-Boy's almost getting taken down. Oh, he does go down,
Huge
as
pick.
well as Asura by Kovacs.
The Asura pick is huge. Getting rid of that healer is so tricky.
There's so much value in killing strategists in this game.
These ancient powers, they speak to me.
We have 2B hovering as magic, trying to hold that corner.
Oof, almost gets
Waiting for the
completely
perfect move.
wiped out there by Black Widow.
Magic is a huge flank right now. I wanna see 2B.
Down goes Kovacs by 2B. J-Boy's taking out Ricochet. Brooklyn Curse starting to show some push.
Big dive by Venom.
Huge play.
Huge flank by 2B.
Tokyo
2B is
Thundercats.
honestly carrying right now is magic.
Absolutely. Tokyo Thundercats getting wiped out there, giving plenty of ground for Brooklyn Curse now. They might just have an easy cap at the second point, which would give them 6 minutes on the next one.
Oh, that School Stampede gets an unlucky jump.
3 down for Brooklyn Curse.
2B tried to jump up and the map broke. The map
Tokyo.
breaking.
Tokyo
dropped
able
him
to
his death.
take all that space right back from the Brooklyn Curse. Looks
The
like
great
now
thing
that
about 2B playing as magic though is that they can just flank without really being punished.
absolutely
Oh, they
2B
do
going
get
down by Kovacs.
You gotta see
Interesting
Kovacs'
route.
point of view.
The Brooklyn Curse are now pushing in through that building in the mid there, trying to get over without being seen by the Black Widow played by Kovacs.
Yeah, the great thing about Kovac playing Widows,
There's the Darkchild ult with the Mantis ult.
they picked Psylocke up. We have an ult by
Heard the
Kovac,
Plasma Burst.
trying to getting rid of that magic.
Cole just staying on the point while his team is pushed back to spawn there. Able to sustain himself too.
That is some big sustain by Cole, supported by Kovac's damage. Gets a pick. Second pick. Magic's out of the game.
There's that Psylocke ult.
Psylocke ult. Getting a pick.
2 healer ults. Falcio getting the invis kill. Eucalyptus goes down by Falcio as well. Squirrel Hurler.
Ults is gonna win them that team fight, but the difficult thing is with 2 defensive ults out of the picture, is Curse going to be able to just stack their own?
Well, it looks like Curse is holding 3 ults right now. Meanwhile, Tokyo's only got 1 at their disposal. Here they are pushing that building again, trying to avoid Kovacs at all cost.
They have gained so much time on Tokyo's side though. There's only a minute left on the clock.
And down goes Bentley, Asura, and 2B. Looks like
is super low. He's got to retreat.
Looks like Tokyo is going to be able to potentially hold him right here. It looks like we're going to have maybe one more full team fight engagement before they run out of time.
Yeah, and with this team fight, with the time between team fights taking this long, trying to just avoid Kovac's excellent sniping position, they're able to recharge their ults. So now we already have Kovac as an ult ready.
I've got that extra leaf
Squirrel goes
Venom
down.
going for that backline. Gamer Fledge. Oh, with the Eye of Agamotto by Bentley there, and Luna popping ult. Not really capitalizing on all those ults. We didn't get any picks there.
But they do have space, and getting space and point is really what they need here. They've got their overtime.
J-Boy's going down by Squirrel Hurler. Bentley going down by Ricochet on the Mantis.
Big Cloak and Dagger ult on point. That's going to be really tricky to play around for Venom.
That's 3 down for the Brooklyn Curse. Tokyo Thundercats about to clean up the rest. And
Big
that right
break.
there is the first round.
Yeah, they had so much momentum, and then they lost steam because Kovac got a better sniping position and forced them to take a longer route to get to point.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Well, we're going to see if the tides can be turned here. If this is going to be the last round of this series, or are we going to see the beginning of a reversal?
Kovac's got the ace right now, 16-3 with 12 final hits and 11,000 damage. But in a surprising turnaround, Squirrel Hurler is actually playing better this round than Kovac at 20-2 with 25 or 12k damage. Almost 1,000 more damage, died less, more kills. They got
I'm
one less
honestly
final hit, but
surprised to see them have Kovacs anywhere else put on a hit scan. But I
did
believe,
see Kovac go Penny.
yeah, I
He's
get it.
triple
He's
layup.
trolling. He's trolling the mines. I just saw one fly over the camera.
Yeah, he's definitely trying those layups. One of the layups is you jump on and then you aim between the two leaves, throw them up in the air.
4, 3, 2,
Still
can
hasn't
potentially
switched
get
off of
through.
Penny. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
area. Got it?
All right, we have Kovac sneaking in the bushes, trying to get an angle, see if there's anybody taking.
Tokyo looks like they're splitting 4 and 2, trying to push on 2 different fronts at once. Mantis with Kovacs.
Nice reticle placement with Kovac, getting 2 big damage hits. Taking a ton of damage, but gets a
Squirrel
head
Hurler
start.
goes down by Eucalyptus. We got fights on the staircase. Down goes Cole. Down goes Ricochet. Down goes Biscuit.
Kovac's in a bad position here, taking on all 3 hitters.
That's
It
the
looks
whole
like they
team
have
wipe right
triple
there.
tank on Curse right now.
You know? That we
Really?
do.
Really interesting to see triple tank with no team ups.
Wonder if Tokyo's going to adjust out, and there comes the Wolverine. One of the tank's biggest and most feared enemies.
I main tank, and Wolverine is my personal nightmare.
He'll take you in his van with no windows and offer you candy.
We do have some huge damage against Hulk, though, and Hulk is going to be taken out of here. Oh, it looks like Hulk might have escaped.
Cole alone on point here, trying to back out. And down goes Cole.
We do have so many healing ults. going
Okay,
on right now.
there's 3 in total. Brooklyn Curse double ulted. The Tokyo Thundercats only put out 1 ult there. Biscuit goes down.
Big ult by Magneto,
Mantis.
but unable to secure a kill.
Mantis keeping their Kovacs alive. They do get 3 picks right there on the Brooklyn Curse 4. They might be able to cap this point now. They've cleared it
my
out.
Goodness, excellent pick by Kovacs. Flick shot to get that pick.
And it does not look like the Brooklyn Curse are going to make it to point in time to stop it. Now they've got to get out of the way before they start getting picked off here. as we see Squirrel Hurler and Kovacs trying to pick those shots off on the sides.
Excellent headshot in the back line from Kovacs.
Things just got a lot harder without moving.
Down goes Squirrel Hurler. Wolverine killed out by Magneto. Hulk getting knocked out of his ult and potentially demec'd here. Star-Lord going down. Cole with the big strange ult. Oh, unable to secure the kill there. Falsio getting the Luna kill, but might get killed himself. Yes, he does.
It looks like their healer's in trouble here. Kovacs got his eyes on the whole scene. Kovacs goes down. He went too deep.
Yeah, his team just wasn't there to back him up. However, Gamer Fletch popping the ult to no avail there. Cole able to kill Osir while he did that. And there's that Mantis ult again.
I am ready to put on a show.
Luna match.
Keeping his team alive as Luna alternating between damage and healing.
Potentially a big mag ult right here. No kill secured by that. Down goes Gamer Fletch, Bentley, Eucalyptus, and Asura, as well as To Be or Not To Be. And Tokyo Thundercats are able to secure this win.
Final score.
That is 3-0, I do believe, 4 matches.
That's correct. Wow, what a game. What a game.
I do want to congratulate Bentley putting in work as Hulk here, blocking 30,000 damage. That is incredible. They were not able to get the picks that they needed to, but they were just blocking so much damage. I am assuming a fair bit of that is from Kovacs, because
Oh,
Kovacs is
absolutely.
putting so much pressure on Hulk constantly. And it looks like Squirrel Hurler was as well as Wolverine with most damage in the match.
Yeah, and 13 final hits. I mean, Squirrel Hurler really did his thing out there. Got in there, got a few kidnaps once he switched over to Wolverine. Just really good gameplay all around by both teams.
Yeah, the game says Kovacs was MVP this round, and with the other rounds, I'd probably agree with that. But this round, I think that Scroll Hurler going 23-4, one less death, getting 2 more kills, even though they only got 13 final hits compared to 15, they dealt more damage. They even did a little bit of healing somehow.
Well, you know,
Probably self-heal, because Wolverine has some self-heal.
considering how early it is in this game's history, I would think that NetEase will slowly but surely work to tighten up those MVPs and SVPs, giving the true players real recognition here.
Yeah, I think this round Squirrel Hurler would have been MVP, but it's fairly hard to argue with 2Bs taking SVP, with dealing more damage than anyone else on his team, and still being able to block that much. Just incredible.
Absolutely. And with 11 final hits, man, you know, 2B's got to be a little frustrated there getting all those picks. And they just weren't able to fully capitalize on that.
Yeah, I do also want to commend our healers here. 22k, 21k, Eucalyptus, and Asura were putting in work. Good job.
Well, big shout out to everybody that played tonight. We appreciate you and everybody that's been here watching and supporting the league. Thank you very much. By the way, when is our next match lineup? Do you know off the top of your head?
Let's see. This matches. I don't think there's an official announcement for the next scheduled match.
I believe we have one 4:27 tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Can we get that posted in scheduled matches on the Discord?
It is posted in scheduled matches between San Diego Surf. Oh no, Maryland Mafia. That was today, actually, at 5 p.m. So I don't believe we have another match currently scheduled.
Yeah,
So we
have
will.
21st, 25th, 26th, 26th, 26th.
Absolutely. So yeah, we will be looking for more teams to get those matches scheduled and get those games going. If you are watching and you have not gotten into the server, please feel free to do so. Definitely get in there, get some combine matches played so you can be an FA, and we'll look forward to announcing your matches in the future. Thank you to Diablems and Thor and the entire team for allowing us to be here and entertain you with this showcase.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was fun to spectate and fun to comment on.
Absolutely, anytime, my friend. Thank you, everybody, and y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening.